Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I am Star. The message I heard is, a tornado, maybe. The scripture comes from Jeremiah 5. Roam the streets of Jerusalem, look about and observe. Search through her public places to find even one who lives uprightly and seeks to be faithful, and I will pardon her. So here's the message. God is saying that for somebody, you are constantly concerned about weather conditions. So maybe God has put it up on your heart to move to a certain area or to move to a certain place, and you are worried that the weather conditions may not be good enough for you to live there. Or maybe you're worried that something may happen and a storm may come and mess up whatever you have going on. God is saying that he wants you to understand, even if it's even when it comes to the job situation, okay, when it comes to now, not only have we had a very huge change in jobs as far as cashiers, okay, we have all noticed how Walmart, Target, these big stores, they no longer have person cashiers. They have these computers that you go up to and you digitally ring everything up, and it's basically like they pay way less people. And even though so many people are complaining, so many people can't stand it, so many people refuse, they don't like it, they do not like the fact that they are being forced to work while simultaneously spending their money to buy things, that they have carried on with this for years. Now we are moving into a time where AI is taking over so many different jobs. And when you think about it, there are so many jobs that the AI technology can take over, that is almost like we are going closer and closer into being in the world of what's that movie with Will Smith in it? I think iRobot. Where like the whole world, technology is everywhere. And that's basically what we're coming into. They have the robot that you can have as a security system. They have the robot that you can have like Alexa. They have the robot that you can have the vacuum, and you can have the mop, and you can, like, there are so many things, and we're getting closer and closer and closer into living that way. We have cars that drive themselves. We have so much going on. And when you think about it, there eventually we're going to come into a time where, like, the electronics and robots have completely taken over all the jobs. Now, I have already spoken about this, how in reality, this is something that people who are higher up, they are doing this because it will be more money for them. But when it comes down to it, when normal everyday people, such as not only poor but middle class people, have no way of earning an income, earning a living, they are going to run into problems. All these people, these billionaires that are buying up all this land, and they got 50 houses, 100 houses, 1,000 houses, they are going to have a big problem earning rent from people that can't work. There's going to be a time where all these mega corporations, that they got all this food, they're selling all these products, they're selling TVs, they're selling clothes and food and all these things. They're going to have a big problem being able to sell things to people that don't have jobs. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. And this scares me as I speak it, because I spoke about what we're going through right now years ago. I spoke about the food shortage years ago. I talked about this, I think, 3 years ago, 3 years ago. And God is saying this is what's going to happen. Every time God sends me a message like this, it comes to pass. We're going to come into a time where these higher ups at these corporations, while they thinking that they're going to be earning extra income and they're going to be able to keep all their money to themselves, they're going to look up and find that they are going to lose so much money, because the people, the everyday people, can no longer earn a living. Yes, they are cutting out a lot of jobs. Delivery jobs are going to be cut eventually. The taxis, they're probably going to have cars that you're going to get in the car and there's going to be no driver. And to the company, to the taxi company, they're saving money because they don't have to pay for driver pay. All they have to do is pay for the car and they're good. But guess what? Who is going to be able to afford to take a taxi anywhere if nobody has a job? Who is going to be able to afford to order food if there are no money to, like, nobody's making any money? This is going to cause the entire, the economy is going to collapse behind this. And it is going to be behind the greed of these people trying to find any and every way that they could go ahead and make more money and have more money in their pot instead of being this is a very selfish. They're being selfish and they're being greed. It's because of greed. They're being greedy. They're being selfish and they are not thinking about the fact that they're like, this is just like how I've heard people talking about how luxury companies are going on Instagram and blocking people from taking pictures with purses that they purchased. They are blocking people from tagging them in their pictures. And I'm thinking to myself, so if they are blocking everyday people who are their customers from actually being able to go on their Instagram account and post a picture of themselves in the purse that they bought, 9 out of 10, if they're doing all this to show off, you know what I'm saying? Or if they're, what is it called? The influencers, the luxury influencers, they are basically blocking them from from doing their thing. When a lot of them, they are literally using their own money. They are not being sent items by the company, and the company is basically like saying copyright infringement. But this is a product that they bought and they own. It's theirs. Why can't they take that picture and post it? This is going to turn a lot of people away from their companies. And it's like they are determined. It's almost, they're hell bent and determined to lose as many customers as possible. And, we are coming into a time where a lot of people are watching what they buy, and not only because they don't want to be robbed, but also because we are in hard times, and with companies that are actually actively trying to get rid of people that are actually buying their items. It is like, it's going to be interesting. But God said these companies, they about to do this to themselves. Baby, they about to do it to themselves. That because they're so greedy. And they want all the money to themselves. And they don't want nobody else to have nothing. God say they are going to find that their greed is going to bite them in the butt. That's the message. Now here's what God says. God is looking for those who live uprightly. Those who live uprightly will be pardoned from this here. This is a famine that is coming into place. This is a famine that is going to come into place, and those who are living uprightly will not have to worry about the stresses that those that don't are worrying about. And it is going to call, like, you're going to be called to do certain things. God may tell you to do this, to do that, and there are certain things that God is going to lead you to do. God says, listen to him. Because whatever it is, the directions that God is giving you, it is in order to save you from what's about to happen. Because like I said, there are a lot of jobs that are about to be booted off. A lot of these jobs that, there are so many jobs that could easily be replaced with AI and robots. Let's be real. And God is saying that there are going to be a few jobs left. There are going to be certain things going on. And God is saying that he wants his children to understand that if you are in a position to where you're worried about this, you're wondering about this, you're concerned about this, you know that the weather is getting crazy, you know that the weather as far as jobs is getting crazy, you know that the food prices is getting crazy. When it comes to those who are living uprightly, those the righteous, those that are following God and listening to his commands, you will not have to concern yourself and worry yourself about these matters. You are not going to have to put yourself in a position to where you don't know what you're going to do. You will not be in a position to where you don't know what you're going to eat and how you're going to live and how you're going to survive. God is saying that just as I'm being reminded of a message I had earlier this year, that some people don't even notice that there's a food shortage because God has had his hand over them. And for some of you, you haven't even noticed how times are changing, and you're not going to notice even as we transition with this here. it's gonna go over your head, because God is gonna keep you, because God is going to ensure that the upright and the righteous make it through this. Whew. And that's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.